I originally was from a chapter in Ohio called Arendor, and I found the game while I was in college. I moved down here to Florida, and there weren't any groups here in this area, so I started talking about the game to people at my job. So got a few people involved. They told their friends. They told their friends. There was maybe a half a dozen of us. Usually the practices were just 2 or 3 of us, and we fought out at Tom Brown Park. Decided, you know what, let's actually push to move it over to campus. We'll get more people walking by and joining us that way. Moved on to campus. I got one girl who just kind of showed up, and she got so involved she ended up being the president of the student organization, and that's Laskiel. You start a little spark, and it starts a wildfire.
It's not always just about the fighting. The fighting is one of the major aspects of it, but even if you're not a big fighter, there's plenty other things for you to do. I learned to make chainmail. People learn to work with leather. I know people that have learned medieval pottery, so they can make historically accurate medieval pots. One thing leads to another. It's a doorway, and if you're looking, you can find something else that you can love about Dagorhir.
If someone who knew nothing about Dagorhir came up and asked me about it, I would tell them that it was a medieval combat sport. The rules in a match tend to vary according to what match we play. We have traditional team battles, so just like in Halo or any other game that has a team game in it, you just fight to the death, and the team that dies first is the losing team. That's the best way to describe it.
A torso shot will kill. Losing any 2 limbs, 2 swung shots will also kill. So 2 arms, an arm and a leg, 2 legs, any combination of that. Swung headshots don't count. Headshots with projectiles do. We call it an honor-based combat game. Honor-based because we don't go out of our way to say, hey, I killed you, or I took your arm, you need to do that. Because we think that if you took the shot, you should take the shot, and we leave it at that. We don't try to become our own referees. If I feel like I hit you in the arm and you didn't take that arm, I'm just going to make sure the next time I hit you, it's a little bit harder, and I hit you in the arm. It was a fair shot.
In Dagorhir, there is a huge event every year. It's a week long. It's called Ragnarok. It takes place in Pennsylvania, and it usually has at least 1,200 people there in attendance, and battles upwards of 500 to 600, sometimes more. So there are lots of events that you can go to in Dagorhir. There's actually 2 in Georgia that are really close by. You can go to Ides of March or Winter War, and it's a really big fight. I haven't been to it yet, but I plan on going to Ides of March this March, so in about 20 days.
Magavane, Lancilio Menemontiello. My name is Shatterhaze Altarada, Emperor of Mirkwood, Knight of Dagorhir. Welcome to Ides of March. You are about to be taken on an amazing journey through our little subculture.
In some ways, it can be a fairly schizophrenic group with people who are here for one reason and people who are here for another totally different reason. Or you can look at it as possibly a spectrum from people who are what we would say flirby, who want to be here so they can just get in character and pretend that they're a Viking or an orc or a warrior of some kind. And then people who are what we would call stick jocks, who as the name implies, want to just be out there swinging a stick and hitting people and try to do that as well as they can. So for me, it's a chance to be immersed in sort of this environment where everyone is sort of enthusiastic about their fighting and about the group that they fight with, and where everyone is sort of really, I say that with quotes because we're not actually using weapons, but everyone is really fighting. Everyone is actually hitting each other. We're not just sort of throwing beanbags and saying that they're lightning bolts. And everyone is actually running around and being stronger and being faster or being more experienced, being more skilled, being more accurate, being more agile. Those all help you out in the game.
We have lots of battle types in the game of Dagorhir. To divide up pretty easily, you have non-res battles and res battles. A non-res battle is you fight, you die, and you stay dead until one team has successfully killed the other team or completed whatever the objective is. A res battle is you die, you go back, touch a res point, which is sometimes a herald, a cone, a tree, whatever we can get our hands on, and you get to come back out and fight, and the fight just keeps going and going and going until the objective's finished. Those are the two simplest battles. From there, you can go into bridge battles, open field battles, capture the flag, legendary shield. So it's just pretty much whatever the mind can imagine is what we have in the way of battles. And every event you go to, you always find a new battle and try to put your own spin on it whenever you run a battle or an event.
It's all about the gully battle. Yeah, everyone comes out for the gully battle.
So that happens in a few hours.
It's a really thin area. It's like 15 people deep on both sides just crashing into each other.
But you get to come back. It's the best game, infinite lives. You're out there, you're running around, you're hitting guys, you're getting hit. It's a big rush.
This is the best battle of the year. I love it. It gets my blood up. It really does. I tell the guys beforehand, I tell them, take the nice part of you, take that gentle part of you, take that really good part of you and set it aside. We'll pick it up again at the campfire. But right now, we're getting in there and we're knocking some people over and we're stabbing them in the chest and we're going to get up and we're going to do it again and we're going to do it again and we're going to do it again until their will breaks and their people start walking off the field. This game's won in the end, not the beginning. So you got to set a pace and just knock them and just knock them and just knock them. It's like being a boxer and you're just sitting there throwing that jab, throwing that jab, throwing that jab for 10 rounds. And in the 11th round, here comes that hook. Bam! And then it's it. You break their will and it's over.
Total. At the end, the team that is the least out of the three teams will be consumed by the other two teams for the rest of the week.
I'm a vice president of Dagorhir, so I have a more important role, I guess, than some. I don't just come out and fight every day. Like this event, for one, I run the event, or am helping run the event with a few other people. Dagorhir to me probably means a little bit different than a lot of other people that fight. I came into the game just looking for just kind of a sport in a sense, and since then I've found family, friends, and a way to get out aggression, a way to just like sit down, have a good time, relax. But first and foremost, it's a way to just like be who I am and who I am in real life and bring it into the game. And that's, as a blood runner of the group I fight with, we fight on the front line. We don't step back behind other people, and that's how I've always kind of lived. I just stand up and take a challenge head on. It just lets me be who I am.
Dagorhir to me is, it is first and foremost a sport. It is a physical contest between competitors. That's the central part of the culture. The trimmings, however, like the nightlife at events, the camaraderie that you get with your unit mates and with people that you fight with a lot, it's icing on the cake, is what it is.
When you can spend the day beating each other up and then spend the night enjoying each other's company and having fun and being friends, there's a camaraderie that transcends anything else.
There's no one in the circus that I don't consider among my very best friends. And that's a huge thing, to come out here and be able to hang out with all of my favorite people and do a sport that I love.
And I meet all kinds of people from different ends of life. I mean, I'm a chef. He does interior work on houses. Black Hawk used to own a construction company. I know lawyers, doctors, all kinds of accountants and everything like that. These really calm dudes in normal day, they come out to a Dagorhir event and they're roaring and they're ripping through people. They're yelling, they're getting raunchy drunk. Probably the best thing ever. I have a great time doing this sport.
I love the people around, all the people that you get to meet and see. Like, they come from everywhere and they come to these big campouts. Like, we're 100 plus now from last year. There was like 300 max last year or something like that.
It was like 260, and this year
260.
we're over 360.
We're over 360 now. So this like, and it's spreading everywhere.
Really what I'd like to see is the game grow with just good people, because it's not the numbers that matter, it's the quality of fighters. Because once you get up, if you have a battle that's 100 people or 200 people, it's not a huge difference unless you got like 200 quality fighters. The numbers are exciting to see out there. It's amazing seeing huge sprawling battles in the hundreds. Groups of guys or girls that are just working together and have for a while, and they're just putting on a show.